Hi, this is my wife, Rebecca Cantrell,
Hi, my husband, Ron Barge.
and we're the owners of Sussex Construction.
We founded Sussex Construction about 10 years ago, based on the idea that a home should be worth keeping for hundreds of years, not just an ordinary tract home, which fits nobody in particular.
Sussex Construction is a design-build company, and what that means to you is we have an in-house architectural staff, we have in-house design staff, we have all the key people that are going to help you make your dreams a reality.
It was just a matter of sitting down with Ron and Becca for a couple of times and I had a little book of ideas, and we talked to Becca about a cottage plan, and with her being from Sussex, England, she really knew what we were talking about and what we wanted, and we did not want a big home, but we wanted a home that would be kid-friendly, but also just very inviting and comfortable for us. And truly within just a couple settings, she came back with a plan, and it was exactly what we wanted. So it was incredibly easy.
It was.
I really enjoyed the process because it was an extremely collaborative process. I had a lot of ideas. They really helped bring my ideas to light. And so working with them was very easy, very seamless, and really brought about a terrific result.
We'd had a couple of builders out here because this is a tough lot. It's pretty vertical, and then it opens up to the lake. And we'd had about 2 or 3 builders out, and they didn't come up with any excitement about it. They would say, well, I guess we could do this or that. So at any rate, on a Sunday, Ron and Becca met us in their truck out here, and they walked around and immediately started to be full of ideas. I thought that was really fun. It was in contrast to the other folks we'd met who kind of said, well, I don't know, maybe we could do this. And I remember one contractor saying, well, I'm not sure how much it would cost you to do this. And while we didn't talk cost right away when Ron and Becca came out, they were full of ideas and excitement about the project. By the way, this house is a house from the internet, but you wouldn't know it because after a while the Sussex style took over and it changed from being an internet house to a lake home.
What happens with Sussex when you come to us, first part of the process is really a design meeting when we sit down and we start just talking about your house, talking about how you live, talking about what kinds of things you'd want in a house. We're trying to get an idea from you of what you like, what you dislike, and what type of parameters do you want us to start thinking about. From that, our architectural staff goes away, and then they spend a little bit of time. We kind of create some sketches and some ideas and a concept of what we want to do. We then meet again with our clients, and at that point, it's really, are we on the right track? Is this kind of what you had in mind? Is it not? And from that feedback, we expand upon what we already started working with. And sometimes it's in a whole nother direction, and other times it's like where we're really drawing in on what our clients would like to have. Then I start focusing quite a bit on the numbers. So what I do is I help you in creating a budget. We then define and redefine what type of elements you'd like to put into your house. What we're doing is it's a collaborative effort. It's nothing that I'm just creating and deciding this is how your house is going to be. What we're doing with the custom home, with the Sussex home, is we're helping you put into that house exactly what you want to put into it. And of course, one of my main functions is to help provide the resources and the information necessary so you make good decisions. If you know what it means to put in a 95% efficient furnace versus a 92 and what that difference is in the cost, you'll make a good decision.
I think from the beginning we had an idea or a concept of what we wanted. We wanted something that was going to be a retirement home, something that was going to be main level living. I particularly wanted my living area to be very open because we knew we were going to have fairly small square footage. So our first process was to go through Courtney, and we thought she came up with an excellent design. And then as we worked with Ron on it, he did a lot of modifications and came up with some very unique and special ideas for us that brought us to where we were, very excited about what we came up with.
I actually kind of instigated because we had looked around town, didn't know if we could build, and I just sought out Ron at one of his building sites and talked to him about it, and he was very willing to sit down and work with us, and more importantly, didn't really care how much money we had. he was just willing to sit down and see what we could do. We told him where we were and if we could do it, if it was possible, and he was like, everything's possible. So I think that's part of why we didn't even look anywhere else. There was no other options for us, so it was just Sussex.
Even if you meet the codes, you can have floors that give. You can build a house according to code and still have the thing feel kind of Tinseltown. But we worked with Ron. He knew he wanted a place that was solid feeling, and that's why I think homes feel like homes, is when they're comfortable and they don't, walls don't move and the floor doesn't bounce when somebody walks across it. He knew that even though you could build it with smaller material, we needed to have a certain size in order to give it the strength and the feel of something you could be proud of.
I love the house, and I love walking into it. I love entertaining people. I really enjoy the way the house is built to accommodate our lifestyle. It is very kid-friendly. It's an open space. I think everybody in this house and any of our visitors or people who come to stay really think that this is a warm house.
The design team at Sussex Construction works very carefully and very closely with the clients to listen specifically to what it is that they need and desire in the home, to make the home truly a place that they can love and enjoy living in. We draw a lot of our inspiration straight from the clients and what it is they're telling us they would like to live in and how they like to see things.
I started my work with Courtney and she was fabulous. I really have nothing but glowing things to say about Courtney. It was amazing to me, and it continues to be amazing to me, how she got what I wanted in my head on paper. She was just incredible at really understanding my vision of what I wanted for our home and getting it down on paper. She was an incredible help.
There's so many details to building, and actually I think I didn't have as much worry as a lot of people because I knew Becca was handling it. I was at a loss to look at all the choices on windows. Becca said, well, this is kind of the direction you would look best. So she would help direct my choices, I think, to the right ones, but at least to alleviate the confusion that a builder has on how many choices there are on any kind of thing.
Of course, building a custom house, it does require a lot of energy, but that's where Sussex Construction is really set up to help you make this as easy as possible. What we do is we have a design team. They're going to help you choose all the items, and really they're going to help you as much as you'd like them to, so that this process is as easy as possible. We are different than a lot of the companies in that respect. We have people that are going to help choose your cabinets and help weed through a lot of the different multitude of options that you have and really focus in on what you want and what kind of funds you want to appropriate towards those, but making it as easy as possible for you.
Ron really helped us there. Some of the things that we didn't understand about building a home, he was very patient and educational in his approach. Amy gave us lots and lots of choices, and yet, you know, tried to keep us within the context of where we wanted to go with our style. So I think that the time that was given to us to help us through the process was just excellent.
They had an excellent coffee machine out at their office, so I really liked going out there having a cup of coffee while we were going through this whole process.
How the design process at Sussex works is that we, the design team, meet with the clients several times to pick out a few selected items at a time. So we don't want to overwhelm the client, but we need to get a flow of how the design feeling is going to be. It's very important to consider the big picture, and for a lot of people it's very hard to imagine how things are going to look or feel put together. So it's our job to guide people to suggest the right combination of items throughout a house, to make sure that the doors and the door hardware complement the paint colours and the trim. And throughout this process and getting to know a client, we're able to pull together ideas and come up with fun little inspirations and things to make the house a very individual experience of highly crafted design.
Well, I can tell you that the very first parade of homes I went on in Helena, I went to a number of houses. One of the houses I went to was, actually, I think there were 2 Sussex houses that year. At that moment I thought, well, if I ever build a house, I'm for sure going to use Sussex Construction. At that moment I thought, I love these houses. These are definitely the most unique. They have the most sense of real craftsmanship. They are the most inviting. They're the most interesting. They're the least track house looking. I just really, really loved the look and feel of them.
Ron and Becca were helpful in that we were really on a budget as far as, you know, appliance and lighting and all that. And Becca and Ron both being extremely creative and knowledgeable and unlimited sources. We just were able to find everything easily. Everything I wanted, I was able to have. If I didn't want it, Becca would find something that was